Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Age. This is the show where we talk about everything nerdy. My name is Mick, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Josh.
What's up?
Jonah.
Hey.
And Corey.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, guys. We're just going to jump right into some nerd news.
Yeah, we got some stuff to discuss. The biggest thing we've been talking a little bit in our group message, but we finally got some behind-the-scenes footage of the Superman suit. Full Superman suit, not just the tease we got where he was sitting down, putting his boots on.
They're not like official. They're leaked images.
They're leaked images.
behind the scenes.
But they're, behind the scenes. But so that's been going kind of crazy. My thoughts are still very similar to what they were when we first saw the official tease of it. It looks cheap to me. It looks very plasticky. It doesn't fit him well. It looks like
thicker.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of creases. I don't like the look of it. Of course, people love the bright colors. I'm not a fan of the underwear on the outside. I just think it looks goofy. So the pictures to me just made it look more goofy. What did you guys think of the pictures that I sent, or if you saw them?
I saw there's a lot coming out, by the way, even more than we have seen in our group chat. It's like every time I open Instagram, it's like, oh, there's more. I should probably stop looking at this. There's a lot of like spoilery stuff here. But in terms of the suit, I would say that my overall opinion is still the same. I don't understand what they're going for with his upper torso looking like he's wearing a kind of loose fitted jacket material. Yeah. When I think Superman, I think of like a strong, muscular, person like we've gotten so many times before. It seems like a very weird choice, and who knows, maybe when we see the movie and the context, it makes total sense and it's totally fine. But just looking at a Superman suit, it just doesn't look quite right. It's not right. Yeah. As far as the colors go, I like the colors. They're fine. They're very vibrant and out there, and some people might not like that, but I think it's fine. The trunks, I don't mind the trunks. I'm like middle ground between trunks and no trunks. Sometimes it can look pretty bad either way, so it's fine. I don't really care. And then on the back of his cape, he has the yellow S. Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best shot that I saw that I was like, that looks cool.
The cape looks good. The best from the back.
The cape looks good with the yellow S on there. I thought that was the best look, and I was like, that's cool. Everything else that I saw was just like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I think from the official photo they sent or released, that was the one thing I liked was the cape. I still think the cape is probably the best part. I'm not a huge fan of the yellow S on the back, but it's not like the cape sucks.
Deal breaker.
Yeah. But we got looks at Mr. Terrific.
Yeah. Again, I think you said this in the group chat that it feels like Smallville, like a little like the
CW feels like Smallville, but at the same time, that's what Mr. Terrific looks like from the comics. Like, to their credit, it's very comic accurate, but that doesn't mean it's like a good look. Yeah. They could have tweaked it a little bit because it just, there's so much Smallville stuff with we're just going to wear leather jackets and hoods, and like we're wearing sunglasses.
That's the cheapest. That's the cheapest costume.
Yeah. So but again, like I said, like we could see the film, and in context, things make more sense. We also saw Lois Lane, Perry White.
Yeah.
Lois Lane, I think, looks really good. She, to me, seems more Lois Lane-y than Amy Adams. I never really bought Amy Adams as Lois Lane. So
how dare you?
Jimmy Olsen. Saw Jimmy Olsen. Saw a lot of people.
Sean from Psych.
It's true.
One of them.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, one of the young Seans.
One
out of the three.
What
did you guys think of any thoughts on the suit or any of the shots we got?
Thoughts on the suit. I really like the colors, like more like old school comic accurate, I guess. The lighter blue and the brighter red. I think that looks cool. I'm kind of in the same boat of like, I just don't like how loose it is. I don't know how feasible it is for them to fix it. You know what I mean? Like with CGI.
It seems like a weird thing to go in and fix every time. Right. Like, we'll film it. Just make it fit the first time.
Right. They're going to make a
that really
CG model over the top.
That really bothers me when they do that. They do that with Tom Holland's Spider-Man all the time. They did it with some Captain America stuff, but it's like it's proven you can make a practical suit look really good, especially a Superman suit. Don't just be lazy and then fix it in post. That really bothers me.
Yeah. So, because you guys are right. It looks super loose. Listen, guys, even the trunks are loose. You know what I'm saying? The trunks should be tight and they're loose. You can see. Take a look at it.
A lot of creases. A lot of creases.
Not enough. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the whole like, oh, it looks bulkier on him, like, because practicality can support, hey, maybe you want it a little bit thicker for a little bit of padding, or whatever. But I always thought it was weird that superheroes had these like literal spandex paper thin suits. They might as well go out there naked. You know what I mean? But they look cool, right? Because it shows off more muscles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, I get it. But practicality for the loose fitting, that's bad because that'll get caught on a helicopter blade.
It'll just chafe. It chafes too.
Same deal with capes and turbines and airplanes. Problems. But yeah, no, I don't know. It looks like I looked up the Adventures of Superman suit, and there's a couple different takes on it. The S bothered me the most on this outfit, where literally they don't accentuate the top part of the S and the lower part of the S at all. He just has this really thick diagonal cross out. It's like it's almost like anti-Superman. Does that make sense? Because it's so stark in the thickness difference between the middle swipe and then the outer border, which is supposed to be the implied S. I like how like the cartoon does it, where there actually is a little bit of a top and bottom kind of accentuation of the S. And in the comic book, it's more of a normal S.
Yeah,
so
I think
they kind of took it to the extreme.
What I heard on that was that they're going with the Kingdom Come idea that it's a river. It's not an S. It's a river on Krypton.
In my world, it means river.
It's still not a good river,
right?
Like, it's not. And it's super hard edged.
And I'm the same way. I don't like the look of it.
I've never been a huge fan of the Kingdom Come symbol, and it's to me it's a weird fit because it seems like they're going with such a like throwback Superman feel, like the colors and everything, like the way the Kingdom Come Superman symbol is in the comics is it's red on black. It's not red on yellow. So it just, to me, it's a weird choice because that just seems very different than the feel of like an old fashioned.
Yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, what you were saying, Corey, it just from a design, and you would know better than most as a graphic designer, but it just seems like they wanted to be like, hey, we read comics.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited for this? But it doesn't lend itself to be like, well, that's a cool design. Like even, again, I know people will be like, oh, he's talking about Snyder, but the Zack Snyder one where it had, the house emblem and the more of the armor kind of stuff and the writing in it, that was cool how they designed the lore with, hey, it looks like an S, but it actually is a symbol for this house in the Kryptonian language, and they built a whole language, and for every house would have a different emblem. That makes sense, and that looks cool. This one just seems more like let's make it close to something that people are going to be excited for it, but the design of it isn't really a good one.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them come up with their own.
Yeah, just an S.
How about an S? How about a full S? Both top and bottom, not just the middle.
Just a circle around it, though.
But yeah, no, I mean, costuming overall, it has not been impressive. Yeah. But like what Josh said, when you see it in the movie, so color grading is going to be a big issue, like a big thing here that can maybe win me over.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to match the world to the costume. Seems kind of weird that they would do that. You think they just throw color grading over everything, so it'd be a lot easier. But like his outfit's so much brighter than the world that he's next to. It's just kind of wild. So, I mean, I don't know. Mr. Terrific, his outfit, I don't know. I mean, you guys are right. I mean, when Mick said Smallville, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I think it's pretty. I mean, I'm pretty sure some character had like a heavy leather jacket like that. And it's like pretty.
Yeah.
It's not that great looking, in my opinion. But I mean, you guys said it is accurate to his outfit, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like in a super epic movie, maybe you should take some liberties to kind of make it a little bit cooler. But
yeah, I understand the whole like being
source material. I get it,
comic accurate, but some things don't translate. You know, like I feel like some things you can update. Again, I do feel like what they're setting up and what they're going for is going to be very, I guess, comedic. I think that's really what they're going to go for.
Is like James Gunn.
Yeah, so I just feel like that they're going to... So the bright colors and the goofy... Over under 3 jokes about Clark Kent's trunks or Superman's trunks. Like she shows up to Mr. Terrific and he's like, you wearing those on the outside?
I honestly think
I think that's going to happen like 2, 3, 4 times.
Yeah.
I think that they're not going to have the balls to just to just go with it. They put it there to make a joke about it,
and probably
which is even worse. It's stupid. I know they're gonna do it.
Which leads me to the next picture that we got that I sent you guys was our first look at Clark Kent with crazy hair. Like this is. I laughed a lot when I saw it. I get it, like the disguise thing.
This is where I'm gonna disagree.
But here's the thing.
Let's hear it.
This is where I'll push back a little bit. We've gotten so many arguments about the source material, right? With the Zack Snyder, Henry Cavill, Superman, it was not the trunks. The colors aren't bright enough. Like all these things about like, you know, he didn't save people, didn't smile enough. All these things that were like, that's not my Superman. But one of the big things about Superman it's been ridiculous that people don't recognize him just with the glasses, right? But that's something every Superman fan
accept it.
We're just like that. It's probably the weakest part of him. So in a movie that goes back to like, we're going back to OG Superman, traditional, you make the choice to give him the craziest, dumbest looking hair you can. When
I can think of way worse.
Let's
be honest. But you're being a bit ridiculous. If he had a mohawk, shaved sides, mohawk,
could be a reverse mullet.
Could have been part of Furiosa. Come on, man.
It looks pretty goofy. Like, come on, dude. It's pretty goofy. Worse. And so
he had
to me,
I'm like, studs in his skull.
I'm like, come on. When you're all about like, no one's gonna care if you just have him wearing glasses. But to go to this, it seems a little funny. The people that are up in arms about it, and now to be this is like, really? You should be fine with it if you're going back to traditional.
I feel like it should only work if he like puts makeup on and puts like zits on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he makes himself look like awful and terrible. Yeah. You're like, oh, what's that nerdy guy doing over there?
Yeah, and he's a freshman in college. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense. Or even in high school.
Yeah.
But like,
So for me, the picture is pretty goofy. I know you guys have a different perspective.
Yeah, so I mean, just especially when you see that picture side by side with his look as Superman, they look very different. I mean, that's the whole point.
Although he's got a loose jacket and a loose suit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the consistency.
Like, hey.
And again, that goes back to
that's what the
point of the loose suit. It's like, why not have a tighter suit to make that even more of a
contrast? Stride, so it's kind of like up.
Yeah.
But no, I think the look for Clark should be something drastically different than Superman. I think that if you saw that guy walking down the street, and there was a clip of him going against like the crowds on the street, and looks like the bumbling,
Christopher Reeves.
So I think it's a good look. It might look a little weird and kind of goofy, but I think that's the point.
It looked like a bad wig, which is what it was. My whole thing is like, if it looks like that in the movie, every time he shows up, I feel like I'm going to have the reaction you had watching MODOK.
No,
that means I can't sit next to you because I'm going to start laughing.
I might be like just laughing because I'm like
ridiculous comparison.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
bro, MODOK, bro.
Yeah,
it's a pretty bad wig. Pretty bad wig.
I don't think I have strong opinions about it either way. To be honest, like it was just kind of like, oh, that's a behind the scenes picture. We'll see what it looks like in the movie, kind of a thing. I don't think it really bothers me whether or not it's like he looks drastic. What does he slouch more? He like walks with a limp or something. I don't know. I'm
Fumbling.
like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Do we have a composer?
Yeah, the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
isn't it Michael Giacchino?
No.
not the
Tyler-
the most recent one.
I don't know.
Why?
Oh no, I was just curious because like
That's going to affect his wig?
it'll,
Like, what? How did
it
this tie in?
will affect it when he's wearing that lame suit and then he reveals the Superman logo and then the theme kicks
I
in.
The
kinda
music
have a-
will heal all.
I kind of have a feeling
All costuming
it's
problems.
gonna be John Williams like really close to it. Like they're gonna go for like as much as
That was going to be my question. Do you think they're just? I think they're just going to bring it back. I think they're just going with
You
it.
think so?
what
I think so.
hacks if they do.
I think so.
Like modernize it.
Cowards.
I mean, WB has already tried to do that. They did that with Henry Cavill. When
Henry
he came
Cavill's
in,
theme?
no, when he came in to Black Adam, they did them,
And in the Justice League.
and you're
Yeah.
just like, yeah,
Justice
it's not
League
his.
was also
yeah.
that way.
Yeah. So I
That was
wouldn't put it
Danny
past
Elfman.
him. I wouldn't put it past him. But
Yeah, we'll see. I think Josh has some validity to. Oh, they're behind the scene, or they're not even behind the scenes photos.
Right,
They're
right.
people spying on.
hey,
them
I'd
at
argue
weird
this
angles.
though. I'd argue this though. I think they're doing it on purpose. There's some
Means they're
shots.
purposely leaking everything.
Yes, because it gets
Sure,
people to
why not?
talk about it. There was a bunch of negative comments about the reveal, and so because there's some shots where you're just
Well, they
like,
have
where
every-
James, like the person's right next to James Gunn, and he's like pointing across, and you're like, James Gunn didn't see that a guy had his a nice camera. It's not like blurry or anything. It's not a camera phone. It's like a real. So I'm like, he's up close, and James Gunn is like, or there's one where he's like holding a comic book. You know, I'm like, some of them seem like, all right, there's ways to keep stuff hidden. This is more like, hey, let's get people talking
Well,
about
they
it.
have every right to do that.
Oh, absolutely. But I think it's more so that than they're just like,
Maybe.
what are we doing with these leaks? You know, I think they want people talking
We
about it.
never know, or they'll tell us immediately after. You never know
is
with
true.
James Gunn.
The next thing we were going to talk about is the Batman Caped Crusader trailer dropped. Sorry. This is a show that WB was going to do. Then they were like, we're canceling it. And they shopped it around. Bruce Timm, who did the animated series, Matt Reeves, who did the Batman, and J.J. Abrams, all working on this. They shopped it around, and Amazon bought it, so Prime Video. We got a trailer for it. Looks awesome. Gives me some animated series vibes. I think the Batman voice sounds a little bit like Kevin Conroy. And so I like that. I think the animation looks beautiful. I'm excited for this. The Rogues Gallery is interesting. You got Two-Face, you got Catwoman, you got Harley Quinn with a updated look. Some really
race,
cool,
too.
some really cool things.
She's Asian.
What?
I don't
didn't even
know. She
notice.
looks like a clown to me.
Yeah,
Hard to see a race through clown paint.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought it looked really cool. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
I think it looks really cool. Similar, it's in the same vein as the animated series,
Yeah.
like similar designs for the characters. Obviously, the animation looks like it's obviously way more updated. I did like the voice as well. It doesn't. It's like he's not doing a Kevin Conroy impersonation.
Right.
He's doing his own thing, but it's in that.
Yeah.
adjacent to it.
It's like in that same vein, which is the best way to do it, to be honest. You don't want to just have someone like impersonating Kevin Conroy because you can't. But yeah, I thought it looked really cool. Is this, so I can't remember what they said. This is somewhat inspired by the animated series universe, but it's not the same one, right?
No, it's not the same one. But they're similar. Like the tropes of the animated series, where it's like the thugs with the Uzis and that just brought me back to the animated series. You know, that just the sound and everything, the way everything's
What was that
drawn. But
good.
I
Wow,
just
dude.
think
Great sound effects. Neat sounds.
I'm excited for it. August 1st. Corey, what are your
I mean, yeah, it looks good. I was more excited about the Suicide Squad trailer that released. That thing looks like it's going hard, bro. That anime is gonna be nuts. It's also gonna be weird, but yeah. I mean, yeah, I saw the trailer. It looks good. I'm down to watch it. A little nostalgia.
Nice
hits.
I like that it's Chubby Alfred too. You know,
I did say things felt a little bit rounder in the animation of this one, but
like Alfred.
Well, yeah, not only that, but just general drawings. Yeah. But yeah, it was cool.
Mick,
are they still having it be more adult?
I think that's what they said. But I haven't. That was something they originally had said that. Oh,
that was originally when it was like HBO show. Right?
Yeah. I assume they're still going with that more adult. I doubt it's going to be like, naked Bruce Wayne. But
I mean, Bruce Wayne got naked a lot in the animated series. Yeah. You know?
That is true. Clayface was naked all the time.
Clayface was naked all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I think it looks good. A very similar vein of the animated series, but still new and fresh, and seems like they're doing kind of their own thing.
Yeah, and it drops all at once, so that'll be exciting to just watch it.
Is it supposed to be year 2 Batman, or kind of early on?
I think it's early Batman because obviously the cops are like, he just came onto the scene because they're like, who is this guy? So that's cool. We got one more thing before we throw it over to Corey for some game news. Andor 2 is Andor season 2 is coming out, and we got official news that Krennic is going to be in season 2. Diego Luna also said that several characters from Rogue One will be showing up in this season, which I think is cool because this is the final season. This is this leads right up to Rogue One. So I think that's a cool thing that you can have, watch if you want to do a trilogy, watch the first season of Andor, second season, and then go right into Rogue One and see them all blow up and die the same way.
Are they still going to do the spoilers? Are they still going to do the every 3 episodes is going to jump a few years?
I don't know.
Because
that's what they said originally. Because I think they said they were going to be filmed in basically 3 sections, kind of a thing. Like this would be one era, 3 episodes. Right. Next era would be 3, and then the last era would be 3. Like it was almost like just grouped together. Yeah. That's what they had said originally, and who knows if that ended up changing. But yeah, I think that was the original concept, and each jump would be 5 years, or I can't remember however many years to get you up to right next to Rogue One.
But yeah, I'd love to see specifically more Krennic. I read what was the novel book? Catalyst. I read Catalyst before I watched Rogue One, and he's much more involved in that story. Yeah. And in my opinion, a little better version of Krennic. I think they kind of neutered him almost for the Rogue One movie. So it'd be cool to see more of what I would consider prime Krennic.
Do not choke on your own aspirations.
It's a great line.
And yeah, I think you have to see Galen Erso, right?
That would make sense.
Because if they
see their friendship.
Yeah, because they only talk about it a little bit, they reference it in Rogue One. Obviously, it's a huge part of the book. So I think seeing Galen Erso would be cool. I definitely want to see Bor Gullet, Bor Gullet better be showing up.
Bor Gullet. We know the truth.
Lies. Deceptions. Corey, any thoughts?
No.
I will say for our predictions for that season, there's going to be a list of, is this guy from Rogue One showing up? Is this guy from Rogue One showing up? Is this guy? How about engineer number 4 that was working on the Y-Wings? Yeah. I'm excited for season 2. I know people say I'm an Andor hater. I think it's a really good show. I just don't think it's my favorite Star Wars.
Were you an Andor hater?
No, some people.
He's 100%.
Some people claim that I'm an Andor hater.
Some people.
Listen back to the
Josh, Joel.
Listen back to the episodes, dude.
This Josh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen back to the episodes where Jonah was like, well, they're just walking in the forest, bro.
I'm
just
just hiking.
hiking.
Pretty boring.
I like
Those early episodes are pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways,
Andor,
Corey,
100% agree.
Corey, you had some.
It's just a fun. You know what? Guys, we talk about all these sad things, all these bad things going on in the world.
Broccoli hair, Superman.
Broccoli hair, big bulges. It's like, can we move past this? Can we talk about something positive?
Small bulges.
I think we can. So this last week, there was some negative stuff about Helldivers like a month ago with the PS4 stuff. But one of the good things that came up was every week they basically have 2 areas and there's like a bonus for each one. So like the players they have to make a decision based on what they want to unlock or maybe what planet they want to help free from the aliens or the robots or whatever. And this last week they had 2 options. One that gave it's called a stratagem, but like a piece of gear that everyone could unlock. So it's a physical cool thing that they could have in the game. The other one was just role play or information of, hey, this is the planet where the Helldivers orphanage is on. And so you'll be saving the kids. You don't get anything though, but that's just the role play. And so you would think that they would go for the stratagem, the item that would help everyone. But actually 70% of players last week freed the children.
to save the orphans.
But the coolest thing about it is the game director identified that and had a secret objective, which is, if you guys freed that planet, I will donate to save the children. And so that's what happened is they all saved that and he donated a bunch of thousands of dollars to save the children.
Nice. That's cool.
It's a cool little, hey, you know what? Everyone deserves a little positivity in their lives every once in a while. But that was cool. And I think that that's something that the gaming community provides a lot. You'll see negativity here and there, but it's really cool to see when people kind of come together and do something positive.
Now that's the kind of heartwarming story we are all about on the New Age podcast.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen those videos of the people that are maybe it's a Key and Peele skit?
Oh boy, here we go.
That was a long time ago.
Where he's like, do you have $1 to save the children? And they like give him $1, and then he's like, all right, and he's like goes. Shh. And the van comes over and there's a bunch of kids in the van. He's like, which one do you want? Which one do you want to save? They pull one out. He's like, he's like, I got more money. He's like, I thought you said you only had $1. He's like, no, I got more. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah. It's a fun little story. That's all.
What is Helldiver? Because I hear a lot about it. What's it like? What is it comparable to game wise?
Did you ever see? Well, sorry, I'll compare it to a movie, Starship Troopers.
Yes, yeah.
So
Rico, baby.
So Starship Troopers mixed with like, I don't know, not really Destiny, but I mean it's a third-person shooter where you're blowing up alien or insects or robots, and you're trying to like do a mission on a planet. Get in, do the mission, get out.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of
so like Star Fox. Where you have to, you got to go and pick that planet and then do the mission and then you go to the next planet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, Corneria, baby.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Fourth planet in the Lilacs.
It's cool. It's a fun game. It's a great game to play with friends. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's going to do it for our news this week. We're going to jump in.
Sorry, did you guys see the new trailer for the Penguin?
Oh, there was a trailer for the Penguin?
Yeah. You missed it. Wow.
I missed it.
Oh, we can talk about it later.
I missed it.
I'll talk about it.
When did that come out?
A couple days ago.
No one texted me?
Colin Farrell texted me.
The Penguin himself.
That's right.
Yeah, he said squawk. And now we can talk about something else.
Well, I guess next week we'll talk about
the trailer's just basically more of what you've seen already with the other trailer. It just basically gets you more excited for the show.
Nice.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to watching that right after this. We're going to jump into talking about the Acolyte episode 5. Big things happened. Big things. This is probably the best episode of the season for me.
Not probably.
Really?
Yeah, by far. But spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Come back. But yeah, what'd you guys think of episode 5 of The Acolyte?
I would say definitely the best episode so far.
Okay, nice.
Without
There's
a
2
doubt.
of us in agreement. Corey seems to not agree. We'll find out. Josh, best episode so far?
I think it was the best episode.
Corey,
You didn't like it?
Sure, maybe it was the best one, but I don't think the bar is very high.
Yeah.
Like for me,
well,
this is
yeah.
subpar stuff.
right? But it's still the best one out of
Out of a pile
It
of
doesn't
crap.
a. It's good.
Yeah, it's the best
But
pile
it's
of
the
crap.
best.
it's the least smelling one.
Yes, it was the least smelling one.
I actually heard
Probably.
originally.
Even
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, even though you guys said if it's that guy, we're gonna be so mad and disappointed.
I still was
Hey,
disappointed.
When it happened.
Hey.
And
Still
you
was
guys are saying it's the
disappointed.
best episode.
I'm upset.
Interesting.
I'm upset.
Interesting.
Did you guys say that last week?
Wow.
Yeah.
They
Or did we
literally
all
said that, dude.
Yeah, you weren't here.
Said if it's,
I said I didn't say I'd be disappointed.
It's so bad.
No, I
I
didn't
said
say that.
that's exactly what's gonna happen. It's not.
I said that. I said that was exactly going to happen, and I was going to
You
be
said
disappointed.
No, I was about to say something crazy. Never mind.
I said I was going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But I was hoping that still at the end of this, there's a master above him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
One more psych out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Sean from Psych.
That'd be sick.
What I liked about this
So
episode
he can
is
read your mind.
we finally got.
For real.
I think what they've been setting up is like,
Cool action.
cool action.
Yeah.
Darth Denture's doing something, killing some Jedi.
You took that from Twitter. Don't worry about it.
And so, I mean, I made it up myself. And so
It's a creepy mask, though.
It is.
That's a cool
It
mask.
sells.
I like
it is.
Yeah.
It's cool. But I thought the action worked really good. Probably some of the best lightsaber fights we've gotten in Disney Star Wars. I thought it was cool how he was just ending the Jedi there. I thought the dialogue worked better than in other episodes where he's talking to Soul and he's like, you don't recognize me, those kind of things, to leave you kind of intrigued. Like, how does he know him? How is this all working out? So I just thought it was interesting. I think the weak parts for me were the stuff with May and Osha. Whenever they'd cut to like one of them trying to do something, it was just kind of like,
It killed the momentum.
they just need to have them in there. Like, oh, I'm going to point at him and shoot him. And then he's going to like that kind of stuff to me wasn't necessary. I love the stuff with Jackie and when she fought, that all worked for me. So yeah, I think the music was some of the better music of the series.
Had some Kylo Ren music in there.
It
Did you
sounded a
recognize
little
that?
bit like it. Yeah. So I just think in general, it was better executed, even though it was a shorter episode. And again, it didn't feel like it was shot on a soundstage or the volume. It actually, and maybe it was, but it did feel like they were in a real place.
Yeah.
I like the shot where he cuts the 3 trees and then they're standing there and they all at the same time start falling. Like
Although
that
the
kind of
trees
stuff was cool.
Fell like backwards.
Hey, Sith blades, bro.
Hey, look cool, bro.
Maybe he
Yeah.
used the force.
It's not about it's not about how they fall. It's about the look
why
of it.
they fall.
But yeah, any other thought? What did you guys think of it?
I agree. I think definitely. I'm a big fight scene choreograph guy, so I that always stands out to me, and so I think they did a great job. There seemed to be like speed, veracity, just good choreograph, and especially when you compare it to the sequel trilogy, there was never, in my opinion, good lightsaber fight. So it was cool to see at least someone that looks like they knew what they were doing and executed it really well. And it was cool just seeing him just kicking butt, just going through Jedi after Jedi and just dismantling them. And his, I don't remember what the metal's called, but his helmet and
cortosis.
Yeah. It took me a while to understand what exactly was going on because I was like, why are their blades like broken? And then, they're working again. But I guess it just like
they're shorting it out.
It shorted out. Yeah.
He's headbutting them.
Yeah, that
Headbutting
wasn't
those
exactly
lightsabers.
clear. So I had to watch that a few times, but it was interesting. It was something new and, I hadn't seen that before. So it's cool having like something familiar with really good choreographed lightsaber fight, but then adding some new things here and there. Yeah, in terms of the OSHA and what's her face stuff, May, it's kind of losing me a little bit because now it's like, oh, they're swapping places, and how does he not see the tattoo on her forehead? But like, I'm having a hard time seeing where they're going with this.
Covers it.
Oh, clearly.
But Basil's on her trail.
He's on the trail, baby.
He knows.
I wish we would have gotten a Basil show. Star Wars Basil.
Maybe just one episode for him, at least.
Smelling stuff out. I'd watch a whole series on that.
But yeah, in terms of the reveal of who this, I guess, Sith guy is, it fell a little flat. It was like,
it was a little underwhelming.
Like, I mean, I don't know who they could have revealed that would have been interesting. Like maybe just someone completely new, or
Tiadi Mundi would have been perfect.
That would have been.
Yeah.
I did laugh because that was a really cool scene where he kind of disassembles his lightsaber and makes
like
it double,
second,
and he like stabs her 3 times. And the shot was really cool where like her body falls and the reveal was coming, but the whole time I was like, it's that guy. It's him. So I just wish that it would have been a reveal of someone else that would have been
exciting.
Because it was really well shot, and how they did that whole thing. Mm-hmm. They kind of were playing with the fact that I thought there was a moment there, a line where I was like, oh, could it be one of the mother with the horns?
Right, because she says my mother had the ability to do that.
And they just kind of like threw that out there to kind of, but the episode before, they really hammered home. Yeah. Like they overdid it to be like, oh, it's got to be that guy. So yeah, like you said, a little underwhelming for me too.
Yeah, but some of the shots, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just his character design when he's in his full Sith getup. It creeped me out. Like there were some shots where, like you see one of the characters standing there, and then the camera just kind of slowly moves this way, and you see him just sprinting. Mm-hmm. That stuff is just creepy to me. And then there was one cool shot where I think May is like running away, and he like gets in her mind, and you just see his helmet for like a couple shots. Like stuff like that is cool, and it's like, okay, I see, because they talked about like he gets in your mind and he messes with you, and
but a little subtle thing of like even just him like cocking his head just to slightly turn, like that was really cool.
Yeah.
Like just little things like that.
And I heard the actor, he did a lot of, if not all of the stunts under the mask. I guess he worked months and months for, doing choreographed stuff. So it's cool to hear that. That's always fun to know. But
Corey, lay it on us. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, I think my stuff is pretty reasonable. I think like the pacing of the episode is really weird. Like, so we enter the episode with like the big great pushback of everyone. And then there's a dude dead, and then there's some Jedi who are fighting him. But Soul's like out for a long time. And so like pacing's kind of weird. And like there's a lot of like conveniencies, which is fine. But for me, like what's his name? Not Ford. Yord.
R.I.P.
Yord needed to be like, I felt like that was a failure of storytelling in that moment. I didn't feel much for that moment when he did die. Spoilers. And I want that emotional connection to the characters, and because of how they've kind of rushed everything and kind of force fed you stuff like story beats, I don't have a great connection with these characters. The one character that I almost felt a little bit for was the Padawan.
Yeah, Jackie.
Yeah, that's right. She was awesome. She was probably the best part of the episode for me personally. Like Soul was lackluster personally. I think it was a cool fight. But that's about it for me. I think that there was a cool shot where the Sith guy like is about to end someone, and the camera like shifts right behind the tree to cover up the death.
Oh, that was a beheading.
That was a cool.
Yeah, that's when he pulled them. But and
skewered two, and then he beheaded them.
That was pretty cool.
I thought that was cool because that showed how cruel he was, and how like soulless basically he was, and just how cold blooded. And that was cool. I respected that shot. I think that was really, really, really interesting. But the whole, you guys are talking about OSHA and May. Yeah, man, it's this dumb back and forth. Oh, I love you. I don't love you. And oh, you don't know what Soul did. And it's like this weird, I don't know. It's like directionless. It feels that way. And, I know they have stuff in store switching their places like this. Maybe they're going to try to turn Osha to the dark side or whatever it may be. But I don't think a lot of this stuff has been very earned, personally. And so that's why watching this episode, I just kind of felt like it was just combat without heart. Yeah. That's kind of how I felt.
I agree. I think the thing that's been weird to me is between the Osha and May dynamic is characters have turned on kind of like just a dime. Like,
they're
May's like, I'm gonna go kill the Wookiee, and then it's like, I'm actually gonna not kill the Wookiee and go with a Jedi,
and not really triggered by anything meaningful.
No, it's what just like missing. Them talking, and then the same thing happened with like I hate you, you left me,
right?
I hate sisters, and then she's like, I'm actually gonna, it's May, like we're supposed to be together, and then they have a conversation, and it's like, well, you killed my family. No, I didn't. And then she's like, I'm going to
arrest you. You're a criminal.
Then, right. And then it's like really quick changes. The other thing with Yord that I agree with you is I don't know why it took him. Like, I would have much rather him make that choice to be like, no, I'm going to stay and fight. Because that would have been, he follows everything by the rules. They've set this whole thing up like, I follow everything by the rules. Mm-hmm. And then in the moment, they tried to do it. But because May says please, I would have much rather him have that moment where he disobeys Soul. And he says, no, I'm going to stay and fight. Because it just felt like,
because
he's like, really I'm going to leave. And then he leaves and she's like, you have to come with me. And then she's like, she's pleading with him. And then all of a sudden she hears someone scream. And then she's like, come on, please. And he's like, okay. And then they go back. And then he dies like 5 minutes later. Just to me, it's like, you're supposed to feel something there, and I didn't. And I wish it would have been set up better where he makes that decision when Soul asks him to do something.
That's why I said it's combat without heart. That's exactly how I feel about it. Everything was just kind of, I'm supposed to do this. I'm on autopilot. This is just what I'm supposed to do. It's like, well, where's the heart? And that's why I liked Kati or whatever. Was Jackie.
I like it.
Hati. I loved her combat because it was more heartfelt in that way. Like you could tell, but like, I don't know. For me, it's just, it was cool looking, but I want more.
Yeah, it was missing.
Sorry, I just need more. Josh, what did you think?
I'm a simpleton. Give me lightsabers and cool fights, and I'm like, yay!
You're the perfect Disney
best
fan.
episode ever. But no, I mean, I think we all agree what we like about Star Wars is lightsabers.
Yeah.
What?
So you don't like lightsabers?
That's like the one thing we like? No.
Yeah.
My favorite
lightsaber battles. Why don't you like Andor?
No lightsabers.
No lightsabers, dude. Boom.
Wait, you're an Andor hater?
Exactly.
I'm not an Andor hater.
So it was fun to get just a bunch of battle. I think the reveal for me, I said last week, I was like, I'm going to be bummed if that's who it is. And I agree with you, Jonah. Like, the scene was cool, like the lead up to it, because it's like Jackie knocks his helmet off, and then she gets wrecked. And then it's like, oh, okay, it's who we thought it was going to be. And I really like his performance as the Sith, or whatever they're calling him. He's like menacing. He's brutal.
Yeah.
The conversations he has with the people is like, I thought that's where the depth was in this episode, is the conversations that he has with the other people. So he has that conversation with May. He's like, this is a good learning opportunity for you because she's a good acolyte or whatever. She's a good follower. You can learn from this.
Yeah.
He has the conversation with Soul where he's like, I've accepted my darkness. What are you doing with yours? So I think he carried more of the heart in this episode as the Sith, and kind of like maybe challenging some of the ideas that we have from the Jedi. Even his whole concept of like, I want to do this because I want to be allowed to wield the Force how I want to use it. And I'm being told that I'm not allowed to, I'm a non-entity essentially.
That's probably because you're murdering people.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought his performance was really good. Yeah. And I'm like, looking back at the other episodes, I'm like, it's kind of lessened a little bit by how goofy he was or like bumbling in the other episodes. So that kind of bums me out. But I think if I just take him in this role, I'm like, I think he was really good. And I'm just a little disappointed that, he was in the beginning, like, yeah. Cause it was pretty obvious.
Yeah. There was really no
mystery about it.
Like we all kind of knew that was where it was going.
It was, I think, wishful thinking. I'm like, maybe it's somebody else. Please be somebody else. Because if they would have just introduced him as is without any of the prior things, I would have been like, okay, cool character. He looks awesome. Like his fighting was really cool. Like you said, make like the introduction of his, like he only had one arm with the cortosis or whatever on, and then the helmet stuff. So like the way he was fighting was cool. Just like,
yeah, they could have easily just had him show up.
Right.
And be like, when she's like, he's here, then you're like, oh, the master's here. Like you didn't have to have like, he's hiding in plain sight. You know, like that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think it changes the story at all. If it's like, you can still have another character that's like helping out the Acolyte, and he's like, oh, he collects people. I'm just another person that's indebted to him, and then you have him show up. It doesn't change the story at all, aside from him being like, you didn't even know it was me deep down inside. Like he has some comments like that, but I don't think it changes the motivation at all of any of the characters. So I think that's kind of a bummer.
That's a weak story beat.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, like you said, I'm interested in who's his master, like who taught him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like the most intriguing thing now for me. The May stuff, I agree. That's the weakest stuff for me. Their motivation is like all over the place. And it just doesn't it hasn't landed at all. One thing I'm interested in is like, okay, he finds Osha at the end, and it's like, oh, does she have the potential to go to the dark side now?
I
think that would be the only thing that I'd be like, okay, that's cool. I like that idea.
I think what they're setting up is
she learns the truth about what happened.
She learns the truth from him,
not Soul, right?
And then she may go to the dark side. And I think the other girl learns the truth from Soul, and she realizes that she's been lied to.
Right.
So it's going to be like they're both going to get the perspective that's shaded of the opposing, and you're going to realize, and then you're ultimately going to find out what the truth is. They're going to use both people being told at the same time a different perspective, and it's going to change how they think, and then ultimately you're going to get what really happened, kind of like in Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. You're seeing it from Kylo Ren's perspective, you're seeing it from Luke's perspective, and then you see it from what really happened. The one thing that I think might be interesting if they decided to do this, which I don't know if they will, but I got a little vibe that Soul...
Han Solo. Hold on, guys.
Hear me out.
The Wookiee Falcon, the Wookiee that's dead, rolls over and presses a tracking thing.
Yeah.
Chewie, called Chewie.
Chewie's grandfather.
No, Chewie would be around at this time, right?
What?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be like 90 something or 100.
He'd be around.
Wow.
Wookiees live a long time, yeah.
Do they live longer than like...
I'm pretty sure Chewie's around at this time.
At least in Solo, he's like 230 something.
Oh, is
Yeah.
Okay.
He shows up in the Clone
He's
Wars,
10 years
and he's
old.
like huge.
And he
He's like, my
shows
little
up.
Chewbacca, my buddy.
He's in
he's
Revenge
not.
of the Sith.
Yes,
He's
he
not
is.
huge in the Clone Wars. He's full
10
grown. He's 10 years old.
No, he's
10 years old right
grown
now.
in Revenge of the
He's
Sith.
a little Wookiee baby.
He's in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
He's full grown.
Okay. So
full-grown.
is he 100 at that point?
He's probably 50 at this point.
No, I'm saying in Revenge of the Sith. How old is he?
He's like easily 150. So 100 years before that, he's 50 years old.
Nah, he's 2.
Chewie is 200 years old during the original trilogy.
Yeah, so he's totally around.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, Chewie show.
Thank you very much.
But listen here. They
not
changed
saying
Kiadi
Chewie.
Mundi's age. They're going to change Chewie.
Here's the thing. I got a vibe that Soul
Could go to the dark
could
side.
go to the dark side. So I'm like, I would be totally okay if the story of the Acolyte is not about May or Osha. The Acolyte is actually Soul. he at the end becomes the acolyte to whoever the master is of this guy. I think
After killing the bad guy.
after he kills the guy, I think what the Sith in this show wants is a acolyte to take out his master. I think that's what they're setting up. We're going to find out who he wants to kill. He doesn't just want to go after the Jedi. He wants somebody to murder so he can kill his master, because that's what the Sith are doing. So I think Sol kills this guy. His master comes and says, "Do you want to you want to
build a snowman?"
Yeah, exactly. And I think that would be cool if the story of the Acolyte is Sol becoming the Acolyte, a Jedi. That way, the whole idea of the Sith remain a secret can still happen, because Sol fakes his death. They think he died with all those other Jedi, right? When he actually becomes the Acolyte, and he knows all about what the Jedi do, the temple, and everything about that. It turns out that Darth Tenebris or whatever is his master, and then the next one would be Plagueis. So to me, it's like that would fit where this Sith Lord would have information on the Jedi, what they do, everyone on the council, the High Council. To me, that would be a really cool kind of reveal. And they've kind of teased a little bit that Sol did something. There's darkness in him.
Yeah.
And so to me, there was a moment there where he's even talking about it, where he's like, I feel it, you know it. To me, it's like, that would be a cool turn. If Sol
He
becomes
asked him like what
the
he was gonna
Acolyte.
do with this.
What if Sol turns out to be Plagueis?
He's like, rise.
Plagueis, and then he asked
Darth Plagueis. He's like, why Darth Plagueis? I don't know. It just came to me.
Sounded cool.
You know, I think that might be something interesting if they went that route. It's probably not going to happen, but I got thoughts of that watching this episode, seeing Sol's reaction to certain things.
I would prefer that, because I think he's the best part of the show
so
far. So make him more the primary
And I do think there is a chorus of people that are like, this can't happen. How are they going to fix that no Jedi knows? I was like, that would be a perfect way if the guy that's been investigating this whole thing never reports back, because he goes to the dark side.
Yeah. You know, normally I make fun of you for the things you write or make up in your head. This is actually a pretty good theory. So,
heck yeah. I'll take it.
that's high praise. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm annoyed at these writers. Don't they know that Plo Koon's alive later? They killed him off. Killed him off in this episode, dude.
Yeah.
Idiots.
It wasn't Plo Koon. It was a female. They said her name. I can't remember what her name is.
Ibish Kabul.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she went out like a punk, though.
She did.
I will have to say.
Most of them did.
I will have to say. Yord went out like a punk. No, yes.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, you get your neck snapped. That's not how Jedi go. You either get cut in half, stabbed by a lightsaber. You go out with the guy just twisting your neck and go, and you're done.
He broke his arm first, and then he broke his neck.
May he never become a Force ghost. That's all I'm saying. If you die like that,
he's impossible.
If you die like that, you don't deserve it. You need to be killed by a lightsaber. The shish kebab Jedi,
he's fine.
well, they're
he's
welcome.
fine.
They're welcome.
What about that dude that was already on the ground? We didn't even see how he died.
that
That guy
just
got killed
pushed
by the
into a
blast.
tree and was
Yeah.
like, oh. I
You're making up these sounds. They don't do that.
Yeah, that's what it looked like he did. He's like, they pushed, they cut, and then before we got the next episode, they should have let it go. You just would have heard.
Are we over the? What did we say? 8 Jedi killed? I think we're over.
We had the three originals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The two
And then we're
Shish
definitely
kebabs,
like
Plo
6
Koon,
this one.
Yeah.
Yord,
at least 5.
Jackie.
The first chump.
The 2 skewers.
Oh, the first chomp. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're at,
I think we're
I think
at
we
8
did it.
We all, let's all give ourselves a point.
Did we all say yes to that?
I think we did,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I'm still holding out hope. They say the May the Force be with you. They started off strong in the first episode saying it once,
They said
and
it
then they
once.
haven't said it, and I need 2 more.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I didn't like. Okay, sorry. Just I want to say one last thing I didn't like. The Umbra moths or whatever they were,
Yeah.
when they like came in and like
And they just carried him away.
it looks so stupid. We just like lifting him up, and he's like he gets back and he's like unscathed. He's like, I
I needed
Like, bro,
Josh Groban to play there.
He's got such a.
You raise me
That was so
up.
dumb. It was cheesy, and I was like, "What is this?"
I thought it was
I thought it was lame.
I thought it was
He should be
cool.
ripped up, like he should be damaged.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool concept. I was like, oh, that's what they're
Or
going to
you see
use.
like
but
pieces of Umbra moths falling, and he's like, "Ugh," and he's like, "Ugh."
yeah,
you know?
how it looked was a little goofy.
Yeah.
It was
I agree.
super goofy.
I thought
It looked like James Gunn Superman.
It looked
there.
dumb. It looked
one-
super dumb.
the one
Broccoli
thing that
hair.
I was like didn't care about was like, what's the name of her little pocket droid?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Pip.
Pip,
yeah.
yeah.
She's like, I love you, Pip, or whatever. I'm like, what's gonna happen to him?
I thought he was gonna
gonna
self-destruct.
yeah.
I thought he was
She
about
just
to
put him on there, and
He's
she's like,
he's just a light. to
yeah,
attract
and
them
then
all.
he
and
picked
how
him
much
up later.
Yeah, that's
And he went out
crazy.
like a punk, and for just to buy him a little bit of time. That's basically.
Oh, Basil picked him up though.
Yeah, Basil picked. He'll fix him.
Basil's
Basil did get him,
that's what
that's right.
I swear the Adventures of Basil with his little Pip and Basil, dude,
Pretty sick.
smelling things and just finding ingredients like a cooking show. Oh,
A cooking show?
Yeah,
I don't know,
Star Wars cooking show. He's the next.
Oh, like
Master
Gordon
Chef?
Ramsay when he
Yeah.
goes out into like the wilderness and like
And
learns
it's like he
recipes
goes
for the
and doing all
natives.
stuff. He's like
He cooks on a
it's
river.
Like Basil picking up some like, what do you call them? Like
Carrots.
Iridian truffles, some
Space carrots.
some Peridian
Carrots.
truffles. And he's making like
Oh yeah, he's sniffing them out.
making a cake for
Oh,
Jabba
what
the
are
Hutt.
the-
Oh, man.
okay.
That'd be
It'd be
disgusting.
sick.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, dude,
I'm so
what the
glad
heck
I have
was
headphones
that,
on.
dude?
of
I'm trying to do Salacious Crumb.
yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of my. There you go.
What was
I
that?
don't know,
Clown
guys.
laugh.
Your turn.
That was
I don't
bad.
have-
That was
we
embarrassing.
don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
edit that one out.
You can't.
No, I can't because I send you the video. Oh well.
Parts.
Womp womp.
Anything else? Any
Nope.
predictions for the next 3 episodes? Guys think
Next
gonna happen?
episode, flashback. No, actually, I don't know.
Gosh, I hope not.
Probably. I mean, we're probably gonna get the flashback to what happened in this next
Yeah.
episode when
They
they're
have
both
to
talking.
build.
You think so?
They have to build the last.
It makes it perfect sense.
I don't
And
think
They
so.
It's not
each they
perfect
each
thing.
have one of the sisters. He's like, they've already
Let
said
me
it like
tell
2
you.
times in 2 episodes.
I need
They're
to
like,
tell you.
I'll tell you when we get back to the ship. I'll tell you. I have to tell you. So then it's
Okay.
and Basil's on that ship.
Is it okay if we end the episode? I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Sounds good. You want to edit that out?
I'm struggling over here.
Well, that's going to do it for the podcast. We'll see you all next week.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
Run,
Run.
fly, you
Run.
fool.